Hello, everybody, and welcome to CCCLXVI, the podcast where we talk about the last movies in the last week. I said it a lot quieter this week.
Slower,
Not quieter.
slower.
Yeah.
Slower. Yeah.
I've been trying to say it as fast as possible, and I've decided that it's too hard to say. So, yes, this episode is a little late because, we don't really have an excuse for this. It's just late.
Personal business.
What?
Personal business.
Personal matters. Yeah. That's why.
Personal business.
Our brother got a bit sick, so we couldn't really record it for there, and my throat sort of hurt a little bit, so we couldn't record it there as well. And so anyways, we've rambled for enough times about how we couldn't record the podcast and about how we're sort of sorry. Not really. I mean, I don't care too much. It's not that important, right, Benji?
Yeah, not that important.
What are you? Why are you far away from your mic? Why does it sound quieter?
I gotta do something, Ethan. We gotta restart.
Nope.
My window's open and my
No. It's fine. Just close your window.
Can't find it closed. It's just. Oh, I see. Maybe.
Is it closed yet?
It's closed.
Is it better now?
It's better.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna name the podcast now. Something about windows.
Windy window or something?
The windy
Okay.
window. Nah, I'm just gonna name it something about windows. Because I said that, and now I have to. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, want to talk about the movies now, or just not want to talk about the movies at all?
I want to talk about the window. I'm kidding. Let's stop.
So, I have a very
Talk
nice
about the
window
movies.
over here. It's pretty nice. It has a a little bar on it.
Yeah, you see,
A
my
little
window,
cross.
the curtain over the window is like kind of broken. It's like it's uneven, so it's like a slant, and then it comes down. It doesn't look very nice.
Yeah, I broke a window once with a water bottle. That's funny. We're gonna have to talk about that later.
Yeah.
Anyways, can you talk about the movies now, Benji, please?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the first movie we watched this week was Raiders of the Lost Ark, starring Indiana Jones and Nazis. It was pretty good. I liked it. Raiders of the Lost Ark is just one of the greatest movies ever made, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say in my opinion, because whenever I say in my opinion, it just
Sounds like, oh, well, I liked it, but, I'm weird. Like, I don't...
I'm doing this
It's good.
podcast
You'll like
to
it.
show my opinion, and you should know that this is my opinion, so I don't have to claim that this is my opinion, But, so yeah. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. I cut you off from saying something. What were you going to say, or do you forget?
I think I was just talking about how I agreed with you, that it was the greatest movie ever made, kind of.
It's not the greatest, but it's
it's a good movie.
It's one of the greatest.
That's why I said the greatest movie ever made, kind of.
Kind of. Well,
It's
we're not debating whether or not it's the greatest movie ever made. In my opinion, it's not.
It's not.
But it's one of the greatest movies ever made. It's really enjoyable. I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford does great as Indiana Jones, right?
Yes.
He's pretty cool. Harrison Ford is just like a really good actor, in my opinion. Han Solo is his best performance. I can't wait to talk about Star Wars. That's going to be a fun week that we're going to do. We're going to watch all the Star Wars movies. Maybe
Including the seventh one?
Including the seventh one. Maybe Caravan of Courage and The Battle for Endor. Maybe. We might just go out full out and watch every single Star Wars movie ever made, including the ones that most people haven't seen, like
the Christmas special or whatever.
We're not watching the Christmas special. Oh God, no.
Not the Christmas.
Not that one.
No.
No. Anyways, okay, back on Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, I forgot to talk about how all these are sort of movies that were nominated for Best Picture, and most people think probably should have won Best Picture. Or not probably should have won Best Picture, but were in contention for Best Picture. So, in our opinion, Raiders of the Lost Ark should have won Best Picture. It really is a quite different film. It's very interesting. It just really is like an adventure film. And I love movies like this. Indiana Jones, or Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is another interesting thing, is that I didn't know that this actually isn't Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. The title is just Raiders of the Lost Ark. They added Indiana Jones after they made it a series. But Raiders of the Lost Ark is great.
That's a cool fact. I didn't know that. So at first it was just gonna be like indie. At first it was just gonna be called Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, that's what its name is. Its name is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
But they were gonna make other ones, or they knew that they were, and they just didn't put Indiana Jones in the Raiders of the Lost Ark because they said they would just, who cares? We'll do it later, right?
I don't know if they were planning on doing one. I'm sure that maybe it crossed their mind that they were going to do sequels. But the thing is, whenever you're doing a movie, you aren't 100% sure if it's going to be successful or not. And if the movie's successful, then normally you're more likely to make a sequel than if the movie's a failure. Like, hold on, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, once again on Star Wars. Star Wars probably wasn't going to have sequels. However, once it was very successful, George Lucas was like, hey, let's make a ton of sequels. And he did, and he made a ton of money. Pretty smart guy. His movies weren't the best, though. Prequels. Anyways, we'll talk about the prequels and stuff whenever the Star Wars episode happens. Back on to Raiders of the Lost Ark. I really enjoy this film. We've been talking about a bunch of stuff about it, but we haven't actually been talking about the movie. So what were your favorite parts of this movie, Benji?
It's got its funny parts, you know. Every once in a while, Indiana Jones makes a joke.
Yeah, but what's your favorite part of the movie?
Okay, let's think. My favorite part of the movie is the ending part.
Where everyone's face gets melted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that, because that way we can nicely transition into...
This movie
should have been rated R. Yes, this movie is... It's so weird to see a movie like this rated PG. And, like, whenever we go in and watch this movie, you know, we remember this movie from our childhood and stuff. And we go in and we watch this movie and we realize this movie's pretty violent. I mean, there's multiple scenes in this movie with a ton of blood.
There's the opening scene and then the ending scene.
Like, the beginning of the movie with, like, the spikes going all through the guy, that could have warranted an R rating, in my opinion. And then the ending scene, where the guy's face starts melting and stuff.
No, 3 of the people's faces melt.
One of them melts, one of them is just, like, sort of sucked up and stuff, and the other one explodes. And then there's also, like, blood and stuff all throughout the other parts of the movie as well. But, it should have been rated R, but we've been talking about this movie for too long.
He gets shot in the head.
Yeah, that guy gets shot in the head, and blood comes out, and I'm like, this movie should be rated R.
And then, like, blood starts coming out of his mouth. I'm like, PG, totally PG. It's the same as Frozen. Totally Frozen.
Yeah, this movie is less appropriate
Frozen.
for kids than, I don't know, what's a movie that's rated PG-13? Or is more appropriate for kids than, like, I don't know.
2001.
No, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Sorry.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean,
That's rated
yeah.
PG-13. Titanic was rated... Well, Titanic had boobies. Bruce Almighty. That had a couple bad words. Anyways, okay. Let's move on to the other movies this week. Okay? So, the next movie we watched was High Noon. Another film that we think probably should have won Best Picture. High Noon is another Western, and I like Westerns. Westerns are pretty cool. And so, yeah, that's why we watched it. It was a nice Western. Bill Clinton's favorite movie, President Bill Clinton. He used to be president. He's not president anymore. But it was his favorite movie. He watched it a ton in the White House. But yes, I really enjoyed this film. Another interesting thing about this film is that this film takes place all in real time, which is another sort of interesting filmmaking technique that I really enjoy in movies, is whenever a film takes place in real time. For example, 12 Angry Men takes place in real time, which means there's no, like, skips in time or whatever. High Noon takes place all in real time. It takes place all in about a span of 2 hours. The film itself is quite short, and I really enjoyed it. It had some nice gunfighting, some nice... It just was really nice. I liked it. The music, and both Raiders of the Lost Ark and High Noon was really good. And yeah, so that's... I don't have too much to say about High Noon. I don't know. It's pretty good.
Lee Van Cleef was
Lee
in
Van
it.
Cleef, yes. He was also in...
Together Better Than
and
Ugly.
for a few dollars more. Not a fistful of dollars, yeah.
More. Sorry.
He was great in this. He didn't talk at all, which is actually quite fun to see. Like, it's like they're trying to make him not talk in this movie. Because it's not like he plays a very minor role. He's like in this movie for like 20 minutes or whatever.
And him not talking makes him seem so cool because, like, yeah, he's doing all this stuff. He doesn't care. He's just, like, lowering his gun and then he shoots, you know. And then, like, no talking at all. Just, I'm gonna do it all without speaking to anybody.
Yeah. Another good thing about this movie is it has a happy ending, and I like movies with happy endings. This movie didn't deserve a bad ending. Like, for example, we were talking about Unforgiven, and Unforgiven should have had William Money dying at the end. That should have happened, right?
Yeah, but in this, I mean,
in
the
this,
sheriff,
though,
the good guy.
In this, though, I can't remember his name. Kane, right? That's his name, Kane?
Something.
It's Kane, I think.
Oh,
Citizen Kane. Haha. He should have died, or he should not have died. Which I'm glad because he didn't die. Anyways,
because he's a good guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a sheriff. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He just got married. So, want to talk about the next movie now?
Sure.
Do you remember what the next movie was?
Is it It's a Wonderful Life?
Yes. And the one thing I have to say about It's a Wonderful Life is it's a wonderful film. Ha ha ha. Okay, now on to Saving Private Ryan. So, Saving Private Ryan had a great performance by...
we didn't rate any of these movies 10 out of 10.
I'm not giving these movies out of 10. All these movies, 10 out of 10, okay? Can they disagree?
Yeah. We can say that because
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. So, Saving Private Ryan was pretty bloody.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Saving Private Ryan is it's pretty gruesome.
It's World War II, you know?
And I mean, like, this is a very realistic film. And unlike maybe another bloody film like Django Unchained, which is more comedic and stuff, and it's over-the-top use of blood, Saving Private Ryan is not. It has some very graphic scenes of violence. Like the whole opening and ending 30 minutes are just incredibly long battle sequences with tons of people dying and stuff, and it's quite disturbing, actually. So if you don't like violence or whatever, then I would not recommend watching Saving Private Ryan. So yes, it was really, really well made, though. Should it have won Best Picture? I haven't seen... well, hold on. I have seen The Truman Show as well, and The Truman Show, actually, even though it wasn't nominated for Best Picture, was... and this is sort of a controversial opinion, one of the better films of that year. So that could have been nominated for Best Picture. But,
can I, say
sure,
something?
yeah, you can.
Ethan. So, you know how we were gonna say those things at the end of each movie? And at the end of each episode? So, I'm gonna give you some space so you can edit this out, okay? So, we're gonna say, we're in business, is what we're gonna say, because that's what they say in Saving Private Ryan, okay? So edit that part out.
Oh, no, I'm not going to edit this out. This is staying in.
Okay, yeah,
This is staying in.
Okay, got it.
Probably not going to say it, though. Okay. Anyways, Saving Private Ryan. We're going to say we're in business at the end of the film. Movie. Podcast. Probably not. We're probably going to forget. Anyways, it's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. I just realized we totally skipped It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, we said it's a wonderful movie, right?
Yeah,
Let's go on.
We did this with Titanic, right?
No, except Titanic, we told them what happened in the movie, right?
Yeah, Saving Private...
And that we just said it's good.
It's good, okay. So, yeah, Saving Private Ryan was pretty good. I feel like... So, I'm gonna stop talking about Saving Private Ryan. It was really good. Give 10 out of 10. We both said that we rate every movie on this list a 10 out of 10. Saving Private Ryan was not an exception to that. It's really good. I also really like it because it has some very nice action scenes in it. And, yeah. Okay, let's talk about It's a Wonderful Life for a bit, because we sort of skipped that. I really enjoyed it. It's really well made. In my opinion, it does not deserve to be number 24 on the Internet Movie Database Top 250. I mean, it's a bit high, but it's a really good film, and I really enjoyed it. Very well made. I definitely recommend you watch it. Unlike some of the other movies on this list, it's not rated R. It's a very nice family film as well. So yeah, I enjoyed these movies. So we're going to talk about The Big Short now. Do you remember The Big Short, Benji? We watched it last night.
Yeah, he's buy all the house market.
Buy all the houses.
Without shoes.
Without shoes, yeah. So I'm going to take a drink of water, because I'm pretty thirsty.
I don't have any water. I'm sad.
Should have done this last week, because we had to end it last week, because I was getting thirsty. So, yeah. Much better now. So The Big Short is one of the most interesting films I've ever seen because of the unique way it goes about telling its story. It's very self-aware, and, it's constantly addressing the viewer.
It's yeah, here's this person explaining it to you, you know?
Yeah, it's sort of like a documentary, but it's also a film. It's very interesting. Should it have won Best Picture? Probably not. I mean, Spotlight was better. But this is...
But people think it should have won Best Picture.
Well, I don't know. Most people are arguing that Mad Max Fury Road should have won Best Picture whenever, in fact...
The stupidest movie ever!
Mad Max Fury Road is one of the worst movies ever made.
Oh, you know what we should have
What?
done? We should do. Oh shoot. So what we should do is do like a Best Picture nominees, and we just watch all the Best Picture nominees, and then we decide which one we think should have won Best Picture. But we've already watched Spotlight and
The Big Short.
The Big Short, which makes us not able to do that.
Well, no. We still have some other movies. I don't know. I don't really want to do that because I just feel like because we watched Spotlight first and because Spotlight actually won, it would have been better to do this before the Oscars. And we also already watched The Martian. We watched The Martian first, actually. But Spotlight was better than The Martian.
Yes.
So, anyways, let's talk about The Big Short. The Big Short was pretty good. It's about the housing market crash and about how people made money off of it. I didn't understand most of it. Well, I did understand it. I've just forgotten most of it because I was pretty tired. And I went to sleep shortly after watching this movie. But I really enjoyed it. It was very fun to watch, despite it being about the housing market crash, which sounds incredibly boring and sad. But I really enjoyed it, and I'd recommend you watch it. It does have a lot of bad words in it. And, yeah, but I really liked it, and it was good. As I said, it's very unique in the way that it tells its story, and so I'd recommend watching it for that, because of the unique way that it tells its story. And there's something sort of unique about all of these films, is that Raiders of the Lost Ark, there really wasn't anything like this sort of adventure movie feel that Raiders of the Lost Ark had before it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
High Noon takes place in real time. That's another unique thing about that. It's a Wonderful Life. It's just sort of interesting and unique. It's like goes through his life, and then it goes to the present, and it's just, I don't know. It's sort of unique in the way that it tells its story, though. Saving Private Ryan, not as much, in my opinion. It has a relatively straightforward plot, you know?
Yeah.
And then we talked about The Big Short, and I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it's very unique in the way it tells its story, so I'd recommend watching it for that, if you don't mind a couple bad words. So, yeah, what were we going to say from Saving Private Ryan to end the episode?
We're in business, okay? One.
No. Hold
two.
on. So we got 100 viewers on our podcast, and because of that,
We do? Oh, yeah.
we're in business.
Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3.
We're in business.
We're in business.
There we go. Okay. Can we end it now?
On the count of 3, okay?
Goodbye.